Barbara Casey.
Here.
Councillor Michael Montoya. Councillor David Ulivari.
Here.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We do have a quorum.
Ms. Cassandra, will you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to
the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Councilman Martinez.
I'd like to offer a moment of silence to an individual that was a business owner in our community for several years, and that would be Mr. Jinhal Yi. He's the owner of the Steak Cafe that provided many meals for our community during lunch and after hours when parties ended, and I think a lot of people knew who these people were, and I just wanted to offer that moment of silence for him. And of course, all the members of our community that are elderly, that continue to, that we hear that they pass away and they don't get recognized at all. So just a moment of silence for those individuals. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, next on the agenda is approval of the agenda. And we do have a recommendation for an amendment to remove the city manager's report and place it on next week's council meeting.
And also, to add to those recommendations, if we could move item number 10 to right after approval of the minutes. With those recommended changes, is there a motion?
Mr. Mayor, I move that we move item number 10 to the, after approval of the agenda, and that we remove the city manager's report until next week.
And that would be the first business item, correct? Number 10.
I'll second that. Approval of the agenda or?
I'm sorry,
approval
approval of the
Minutes.
Minutes.
minutes,
Minutes.
yes.
A motion by Councilor Casey. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Martinez. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilman Montoya.
please have the record show that I am present.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moving on to our public input. We have no public input this evening. Moving on to our mayor's appointments, reports, recognitions, and proclamations.
Don't have any appointments. I do want to acknowledge that I had an opportunity to do the welcoming at the New Mexico Historical Preservation Conference. A great turnout. We had 200 individuals from around this, 200 participants from throughout the state. It was a good turnout. That's it I have for this week.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moving on to our councilors' reports.
Councilors?
Mr. Mayor,
Councilman Ulivari.
thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council and staff. I've been working on Ward 1, for beautification, streets, not only Ward 1, Ward 2, Ward 3, Ward 4. It's been a big old change on that. Streets are looking good. The beautification of our Ward 1 has looked very nice. Rodriguez is coming along. I want to thank all the staff and my city manager, my council, and all the staff that works for the city that they're doing a good job. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilors?
Mr. Mayor,
Councilor Casey.
I'd like to also acknowledge the work that has been taking place in the different parts of the city. We've had sidewalks replaced on the east side of 6th Street, and the west side of 6th Street will be also completed. We have drainage that is being placed on Reynolds. And that I want to commend the company that is doing that work, and that is New Age Construction. They are wonderful men out there that are kind and attentive, and one of them saved me from brown recluse spider that was huge, and he didn't have to do that. And so they're just really nice people that we're working with, and I was very happy to have them there. And we still have a lot of work to be done, and it'll be completed hopefully in a week or so, depending on what the weather is like. But we have a lot of things going on, and I hope to be bringing in some new playground equipment for the James Marujo Playground on Commerce, and make other improvements along when we're doing the work on Commerce Street and other areas of the city. Today, I was awakened by buzzsaws that were cutting trees in the alley. And it was wonderful to find out that those are our employees from the city who are doing that to make sure that our alleys are clean and remove any hazardous limbs that may be loose and may cause, a dangerous situation for anyone. So I want to thank our city crews, city planning people, and the departments that work with all of that. So I think we have a wonderful group of people that we work with, and I'm proud to know some of them, not all of them, but I'm very happy that we have attentive employees that are moving the city forward. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councilor Casey. Councilman Martinez?
Mayor, thank you. I just wanted to let the public know that we did the presentation the other day at the rail station there for the electric school buses that came into our community as a pilot program, and that pilot program was set up for both West Las Vegas and East Las Vegas schools, and there were 2 buses that were offered to those 2 districts for a short period of time, demonstrating the ability for electric school buses in our community. And it was a nice presentation. We got a ride on one. Councilor Casey and Councilor Montoya both attended that. And it was very interesting to check that out. On another note, the mayor and myself and Amanda, which participates in just about everything, Amanda, so we went out to the solid waste department, and we had the new semi-trailer with a walking floor that Ward 4 funds were used for that project, so that we could bring in a brand new trailer to match their brand new truck. And, that trailer cost Ward 4 $83,000 after they've traded in an old trailer that they had that needed to be done. But it doesn't only serve Ward 4, it serves the entire community. And I just wanted to make that a point that we all have to pitch in. This is our community, and I'm glad that Ward 4 funding was able to take care of that. So thank you again for those that attended.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilman Montoya?
Thank you much, Councilman Martinez. It was a great pleasure to join you, and you did a fantastic job as Mayor Pro Tem at that presentation and being a host for both school systems. We attended, myself and Councilman Martinez and the mayor, our city manager, and some of our staff attended the 68th annual conference on September 16th through 19th up in Rio Doso, New Mexico. And we saw part of the firsthand devastations that were happening up there due to the storms and the floods and the fires that was going on there. They were very appreciative of the efforts that our community did to do the donations. It was very educational, and it was nice to get back with other communities and see what their challenges are. I think it was educational for our staff and everyone that attended it. I do want to point out, though, that our mayor, David Romero, did get a certificate up there while we were there, and this is due to the New Mexico Municipal Office officials have the opportunity to participate in a certificate program that provides annual training for the fundamental of municipal government and other issues facing the local entities. He enrolled in an open to elected officials municipality training that he went through that requires a lot of things like attending so many meetings in the community and being a leader throughout his community, attending legislative lobbying, and on and on. This certificate program is really designed to promote excellence in local governance by providing the knowledge and tools to meet the challenges of municipal leaderships. In addition to encouraging continued education and civil engagement, participants who successfully complete new elected officials orientations, level 1 and 2, in addition to obtaining elective credits, will receive the Distinguished Certificate for Municipals and receive a pin and certificate in recognition of this statute. And he has the certificate, but again, this is the kind of leadership that we have here in Las Vegas that goes beyond the call of duty to be able to recognize other leaderships. And not only that, he also got elected to be a municipal league leader in the fact that now he is a board member of the league up there for the municipal league. And that's a great accomplishment to be in. And we congratulate you, Mr. Mayor, on your honors.
Thank you, Councillor.
I did have another item on here. Mr. City Manager, I was informed, and I have been informed for some time now, and I've been forgetting about it, but, the Utilities Department apparently is in dire need of a location for, or a new property for the Gas and Water Department to store materials and yard work and whenever they do projects and stuff like that. I know we had been utilizing the one over there on Mullins Street, and that building has been re-renovated for office use and so forth. But I think that we should start looking at getting a new property for them that's centralized, that could be used for dumping materials and so forth. I think we kind of stole their parking lot where they used to do that when we tore down the fence at the water where they have the influent water line, the pump. I think that's exposed now to the public, so they can't keep anything there for liability purposes. But if maybe we could keep that in mind. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Again, thank you, Councilman Montoya, for those kind words. Councilor Casey?
Thank you. I just wanted to add to Councilor Montoya's presentation on the Municipal Official Leadership Institute. And you have two counselors here who have attended that institute, and that's Councilor Olivari and myself. And we became certified municipal counselors, official, and I have a plaque that we were given to show that we had gone through that training. So I think that that's important for people to know too, so that we had a wide range of areas that we discussed, learned about. Many of us already knew some of the process, but not all of the process. And so it's a very significant training that takes place. And I'm very happy that we have 3 members of this governing board that have gone through that training and have received our notification that we are certified by the Municipal League to serve. So thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councilor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moving on to our next item, approval of minutes for September 10th and September 15th, 2025.
Mr. Mayor?
Councilor Casey?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I really enjoy reading the minutes, but these last minutes I really, really, really enjoyed because it referred to Mayor Romeo, who had reviewed statues, not statutes, but statues. So I thought, oh, I didn't know he was doing that. So those are basically the only two errors that I found in the minutes. So I move approval of the minutes as corrected.
A
Second.
motion by Counselor Casey, second by Councilman Lulavari, and just for, we have discussed statues of Patrick Swayze, you know, for artwork, but I don't think that was at that meeting. Roll call?
Counselor Montoya?
Yes.
Counselor Olivari?
Yes.
Counselor Martinez?
Yes.
Counselor Casey?
Yes.
I have a motion by Counselor Casey, a second by Counselor Olivari. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Motion carries. Moving on to our business items. Our first one will be item number 10, request approval of memorandum of understanding between the City of Las Vegas and the West Las Vegas School District. Mr. City Manager Anaya.
Thank you, Madam Clerk, Mayor and Council. At this time, I'd like to have Mr. Seiss, Jimmy Seiss come forward, as well as Principal of West Las Vegas, Ms. Pacheco come forward, and I believe we also have a staff member. If one of your instructor, Mr. Garcia, could come forward as well. Mayor and Council, one of the things that we've been doing with West Las Vegas schools is figuring out opportunities to have more engagement with students. And so this is going to be the start of, I believe, other opportunities that are going to come to the city to facilitate not only educational opportunities for students, but actual practical work experience associated with working with students from not only West Las Vegas, but from our city schools as well. So I want to defer first to, if I could, to our principal, Ms. Pacheco that's here, Carla Pacheco, and then also give Mr. Seiss an opportunity to talk a little bit about some of the things that we work through, and of course give Mr. Garcia the opportunity to engage with some comments related to student practices and things that we're going to work on together.
Thank you, Mr. Manager. And I did get a text message from Superintendent Gutierrez that I guess he got caught up. He didn't expect us to move it this far up, but he'll probably be joining us if he can. But welcome, Ms. Pacheco and Mr. Garcia.
Good evening, Mayor Romero, councilmen, members of his cabinet, and certainly everyone in the gallery tonight. It's an honor for me to be here tonight on behalf of West Las Vegas Schools. I have to tell you, this collaboration is opening so many doors for our students in terms of real-life experiences of learning to manipulate things in the automotive field, of changing oil, check, tire pressures, anything. Certainly, I think that's a skill that's lacking. We know that not every student is seeking opportunities to go to a four-year college, but just hopefully maybe this takes some, piques an interest for a technical field. And then most importantly, I think there's more to come from that in terms of, opening doors of communication within their families as well. Like they might work on a vehicle, perhaps driving down the street, having that conversation with their parents. I got to work on that truck today. And then hopefully opening doors for the love of Las Vegas and coming to work for the city of Las Vegas for other opportunities.
Welcome, Superintendent Gutierrez. I don't think you expected us to have it this soon, but welcome.
As a matter of fact, we were having the conversation earlier today that the vehicles of today certainly, kind of have gauges to tell you everything. So students just applying those hands-on tools of checking the oil, checking, transmission fluid, anything like that. I think those are skills that are lacking nowadays, and so we're really grateful for the opportunity that has been afforded to our students. I'll go ahead and turn it over to our superintendent.
Good evening, Mayor, council, men and women. Thank you again for allowing us to participate in this opportunity. I think it's a great opportunity. Sorry I'm late. Didn't think it was going to be as fast. I was actually working on an engine and lost track of time myself. But again, I think it's a great opportunity. We're doing a lot of of good things at West Las Vegas. This automotive program and this partnership with the city is a great opportunity for the students to learn. I've always said that we need to teach our students a lot of these opportunities before they leave our doors at West Las Vegas. They need to know how to change a tire, how to rotate tires, how to change oil, check their oil, bank accounts, all those different things. That we need these skills, and this is the perfect opportunity, and I think it's a very good relationship to start with the city that will open up many other doors alongside. We were working with the water department on maybe some of our CDL people coming across, and so there's many things that we're looking at in the future, and this is just the beginning steps, and I appreciate your support.
Mayor and council, if we could, maybe we can hear some feedback from Mr. Garcia, if you would. And we have another microphone we can pass down there to make it a little easier. But I think it'll help provide a little
I think it's
frame of
probably easier with the
reference.
microphone.
Good afternoon. Yes, the students are real eager to get started. They're learning a lot this 9 weeks, bookwork, safety protocols, things like that. So we're fortunate enough to be part of the City of Las Vegas in collaboration with the students. So I'm just grateful to be part of this journey with them and with the West Las Vegas schools.
Excellent. And then if I'd like Mr. Seiss to talk a little bit about kind of the roll-up of what's going to transpire with the work. We just hired a fleet maintenance supervisor that's going to be working in close coordination through Mr. Lopez and the school. But Mr. Seiss, if you could just talk a little bit about logistically how we're going to work the program and kind of build it as we go in coordination with the West Las Vegas School District.
Yes, sir. Good evening, Mayor and Council. So we started this MOU with the purpose of beginning this partnership with West Las Vegas as they started their mechanic program to provide the students with on-the-job training, give them maybe to show them the opportunities that are available within the city and introduce them to our fleet. With our fleet maintenance supervisor that we just hired on and will be starting here at the city shortly, he'll be working hand in hand with Mr. Garcia and coordinating sending vehicles over to the city, from the city to West Las Vegas so they can begin starting to introduce the students to the vehicles, different variants of vehicles, and as well as assisting in instructing the students with that program as we develop our maintenance program here at the city.
So, Mayor, Council, I think that's a good summary. We stand for any questions that you might have and look forward to the opportunity to work on this partnership together.
Councilors?
Mr. Mayor.
Councilman Olivari?
Thank you, Mr. Manager, Mr. Mayor, staff, Mr. Gutierrez. I can go back a lot of years. Back in 1971, they opened a new auto mechanics place at West Las Vegas. And I was one of the top people that worked on that. We got it going. You're talking about 40-some years ago. I'm real proud of what you guys are doing. These kids need that kind of technology. The technology nowadays is all computerized. We do that. We have that kind of business here in town, and we know it. My son knows it, and it's something for our kids, for your kids, our kids, and these kids that are going to go out and look for jobs. And if they can work with your hands or work with whatever they can, and go into automotive, it's a big industry, and it's a great thing that you guys are doing for our kids and for our staff. Thank you.
Councilman Martinez?
Thank you, Mayor. City Manager and, of course, Superintendent Gutierrez, I thank you guys both for bringing this, to fruition. And, it's something that's well needed in our community because these are basic skills that everybody needs out there in the public, any age,
And it's nice to see the young kids getting involved at that level because it's a needed item, okay, period. If everybody has daughters or just sons in this community, we want them to be safe. And this is the very first step about being safe, especially when you're out, by yourself, alone, traveling, whether it's going to college or anything else. So I applaud the effort of this whole thing, and you guys brought it together. And I just wondered, you walking into this meeting, Superintendent, you probably come over here and you see deja vu. Here we got a bunch of people that were at West at one time. So anyway, I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad this program's up and rolling, and I appreciate you guys a whole lot. Thank you.
Councillor Casey.
Thank you. As they say, once a Don, always a Don. I'm proud to be a graduate of West Las Vegas High School. I'm very happy that the MOU that we have covers general liability insurance for the students. I also am very happy that we have a hold harmless clause in there. And what makes me even happier is that, like Councillor Ulibarri, it brings back memories of some of the kids taking auto mechanics and even carpentry and all kinds of other things that we used to offer at the public schools. So I'm very happy that West Las Vegas is doing this and that the city is collaborating with the school district. And I'm very happy that West was the school district that initiated the CDL program in Las Vegas. And I know that Las Vegas City Schools has also started that up too. And so working together as a community, I think, is so important. And working with the city and West Las Vegas schools, to me, is not just a wonderful thing for the students, but it's also an honor that West has wanted to join the city to collaborate with on this particular issue. And so thank you very much. And I'm looking forward to seeing those kids just grow, thrive as they learn. Thank you.
Councilman Montoya.
I want to thank you all for working on this MOU. I'm a graduate of West Las Vegas, 1974. You got to be a gent before you're done. And I just want to know if you have a home economics class that we can do an MOU with.
We actually have a culinary class. So we have self-serve certifications. Right now, we're actually allowing the students to kind of a creative baking class. So they're getting pretty creative on some of the items that they're cooking up in that classroom. So we actually do kind of have.
That was one of my electives. No, just congratulations. You're moving in the right direction. You always have. You're bringing in, good things for our students. And I think, conversations have come and have arisen during this time or period in our world that we're not doing enough for our schools and for our kids. And, this is one good thing that we're partnering up with. We partner up with MOUs with Highlands, with golf course, with Luna baseball, and this and the other. But so I guess sometimes we're not too transparent about what we're doing. But, we are trying to help the arts and not only sports. But this is an example, 2 generations of auto mechanic shops, and there's other people that have opened up, that have a business in racing cars in Las Vegas. They go travel to other places to compete, and they've learned it somewhere. And I remember the auto shop when it was built back in the 70s. A lot of people, there was a lot of interest, and I appreciate it, and I thank you very much.
I guess I'm going to go back here in history a little bit. Back in 2016, I know Councilman Martinez and myself, we hired Mr. Chris Gutierrez, and one of the big discussion items is how are you going to tackle and address those students that aren't interested in the college pathway. And I think what he's done since then, I know I was only there till 2017, but the the steps and processes that have you made. And I think leading up to what we're here today to do is one of those avenues. And I'm going to be the first one. I mean, I tried college out. It didn't work out for me, but I made a good living in the automotive business. I mean, I could say I probably worked on probably 80% of the vehicles. Same thing with Councilman Olivari. Not to degrade, the trades, but I think after COVID, we know how badly needed, especially even here in the city of Las Vegas with plumbers, electricians, the trades are well needed in this community. So what you're doing, Mr. Gutierrez, and you, Ms. Pacheco, at West Las Vegas, CDL drivers, I could probably count 4 or 5 of your students that we've hired here at the city of Las Vegas, and just the partnership, and this is just another avenue that we're giving that opportunity to our students to stay here in this community, affording them opportunities that were gone there for a while. I mean, we could talk about the years that we did have these opportunities, and Luna was, very successful in the trades and then kind of died out, but we're bringing that back, and we're going to start to see the benefits of what you're doing, and from there, Luna's starting to do their trades a little bit more. So great things are happening, but it's going to happen with these partnerships that we're going to have. You have students that don't want to be in the classroom, but they want to get their hands dirty. They want to touch vehicles. I mean, we see it. I mean, unfortunately, these kids that passed away. I mean, they were working on vehicles. You know what I mean? But now we put them in a safe environment and where they could do things the right way, learn it the right way, and they're not just doing it in their backyards. And so this MOU is an awesome. Thank you, Mr. City Manager. Thank you, Jimmy, and for all of you guys collaborating and getting this done, because it's going to show up. I mean, it's badly needed. I mean, this community, and I'll say something more. I know when Councilman Martinez first came in, one of the first meetings we met was with the New Mexico Auto Dealers Association. And one of the things that they brought up is that because it was the many dealerships, and Martinez, if you want to jump in on this, but I think it's important to say here today. One of the reasons why, when they bring a dealership to a community, is that we don't have the workforce. Because when they bring a dealership, you can't just bring a car dealership and sell cars. A dealership requires to have an automotive shop. And Councilor, I don't know if you want to touch up on that, but one of the things that they said is that they don't feel that there's enough auto technicians in this community. Am I correct in saying that?
That's right, Mayor. The mayor and I attended the New Mexico Auto Dealers Association back, I believe, just after, pretty much shortly after I got in as a councilman. And one of the reasons why we did that, was for the fact that we wanted to bring back a dealership to our community. So we went out there to them and we basically asked them, what would it take to bring a dealership to our community? We are in need of a dealership. And can you imagine today, after all the cars that have been sold in Santa Fe and Albuquerque, yes, because of the FEMA dollars that have trickled into our community, we could have made those dealerships even better, and I hate to at least go back, and I wish we could have done something about it, but it's so important to be able to bring that kind of quality back to our community, because it was here at one time. We had 2 dealerships, at one point maybe 3 or 4 dealerships, if you go back, as far as we can remember, and it's just something that I want to see happen. There are smaller communities with dealerships and we don't have one. And one other thing I'd like to add is our city attorney was part of that group with the hiring of Mr. Gutierrez as well. So thank you.
All right, Mr. Mayor.
All right.
If I may add, this is a career path for many. If we wouldn't have mechanics, there wouldn't be drivers, and there wouldn't be drivers in those fancy cars, Model Ts. That's why we have car shows, because those mechanics are the ones that build those engines. And it's a billion-dollar industry, automobiles that are antique and that they fix them up for car shows and auction them out and so forth. I mean, an individual can make a wealthy living out of being a mechanic. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, guys.
Mr. Mayor.
Councilman Olivari.
approval of MOU between the city of Las Vegas and West Las Vegas schools.
Second, Mr. Mayor.
Motion by Councilman Olivari, second by Councilman Montoya. Roll call.
Counselor Casey?
Yes.
Counselor Martinez?
Yes.
Counselor Montoya?
Yes.
Counselor Olivari?
Yes.
I have a motion by Counselor Olivari, a second by Counselor Montoya. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Motion carries.
Thank you, guys. I don't know if you want to say anything else.
Thank you.
We're excited.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor.
So how soon will they be starting?
Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Robert?
Mr. Mayor, if I could, I just want to say on the record that we're unbiased and we're going to work closely with the city schools as well. We've already started dialogue with city schools as well to venture into other opportunities for our students across the city. And I really, so I made a note here. I like challenges, bring a dealership to Las Vegas. So I just added that to the list. But I did want to acknowledge Mr. Castellano as well, noting how things go full circle, right? I remember you playing on the basketball court at Las Vegas, West Las Vegas, and here you were evaluating the MOU for a partnership with the West Las Vegas School, among many other things that you support the city and West Las Vegas with. But I think that in itself and the comments made by the counselors and everyone demonstrates the full scope and range of what we have here at the city of Las Vegas for both West Las Vegas and the Las Vegas City Schools. So, thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moving on to our next item. Item number 1, request approval for out-of-state travel for Sergeant Devin Atkins, Investigator Jordan Ellis, and Officer Esteban Salazar to provide court testimony regarding a 2023 incident. We have our Police Chief, Mr. Caleb Marcus.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, Mr. Manager. Thank you.
Good evening, Chief.
We're seeking out-of-state travel approval for an incident that occurred on July 29th of 2023. This incident stemmed in Pueblo, Colorado, and resulted in officer-involved shooting in our community. Since then, the charges on the state end on our side have been resolved, and at this time, the charges in Pueblo, Colorado are proceeding. So December 1st, 3 of our officers are needing to testify in Pueblo, Colorado. So this is the approval to travel out of state.
Counselors?
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve the out-of-state travel for Sergeant Devin Atkins and Investigator Jordan Ellis and Officer Esteban Salazar to provide court testimony regarding the 2023 incident in Pueblo, Colorado, where they will be traveling.
Motion by Councilor Casey. Do I have a second? Second by Councilman Montoya. Roll call.
Counselor Olivari?
Yes.
Counselor Martinez?
Yes.
Counselor Casey?
Yes.
Counselor Montoya? I have a motion by Counselor Casey, a second by Counselor Montoya. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Moving on to our next item, request approval of addendum number 2 to contract 403323 with Hayes Plumbing and Heating Incorporated for on-call water and sludge transfer and temporary storage. We have our Water Director, Mr. Travis Martinez.
Good evening.
Mayor, Council, good evening. This contract has been in place. This is already the second term, so I stand for any questions.
Counselors, any questions?
This is on call?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve addendum number 2 to contract number 4033-23 with Hayes Plumbing and Heating for on-call water and sludge transfer and temporary storage.
Motion by Councilor Casey. Do I have a second?
Mr. Mayor?
By Councilman Montoya.
Yeah, little
Discussion?
Discussion, please. Travis, I just wanted to mention, in looking at this document, I know that the scope of work says storage and water transfer, correct?
Correct.
Am I,
It falls under water, wastewater.
okay. But on the backside where the hourly rates and so forth are on there, I didn't recognize anything that mentioned transfer or storage at that point. I don't know if it's just built into part of the equipment. I don't know. I just wanted to ask that question.
If you look back on their rate sheet, it says will load and haul off sludge from north and south digesters, gravity thickeners, and operate and remove from centrifuge utilizing own trucks and sludge trailer, and will disc into ground at airport using our equipment.
And I was looking at the very, very last page, so I didn't see anything there as far as the hauling part. I understand what you said, where you're reading that, and that's fine. That's clarification enough, and I appreciate that.
Okay, sorry about that.
That's good.
Counselor Martinez?
Yes.
Counselor Olivari?
Yes.
Counselor Montoya?
Yes.
Counselor Casey?
Yes.
I have a motion by Counselor Casey, a second by Counselor Montoya. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Motion carries. Moving on to our third item, request approval for a budget increase for the Douglas Avenue Safeway Parking Lot Improvement Project in the amount of $2,312,500. We have our Public Works Director, Mr. Arnold Lopez.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. So I ask approval for this item here, and it's, like it says, to beautify the area of Douglas, to include Douglas Avenue street road conditions, and to include ADA compliant sidewalks and crosswalks. And then also in this grant, in the language, it included the parking lot, across of Charlie's, which is city-owned property, and also to include an amphitheater in that area. Of course, we don't have enough funding to do probably the entire project, but what the plan is to design it, as requested in the grant. So we'll go out for construction design for the entire, project, and then we'll prioritize like what's more important at that point. The street, sidewalks, stuff like that, and then we'll ask Mayor and Council, of course, for approval on priority to that. But we do need a budget increase for that amount, so we can go out for design and then move on to construction.
Mr. Mayor.
Counselor Casey, or
Mr. Mayor, I wanted to ask our finance director if we have the matching funds of $462,500.
Short answer is yes, we do, Councilor.
Thank you very much. That's my only question.
Councilman Olivari?
That's my question, but Mr. Lopez, what else do you have planned for the Safeway parking lot? Is it only a parking lot, or?
At this point in the grant request, when we went out for it, it was to improve the parking lot, which would reconstruct it, remove the existing asphalt, stabilize any subgrade failures that exist, and then resurfacing it, of course, and creating proper drainage to it.
Thank you, Mr. Lopez.
Councilman Martinez?
Mr. Lopez, I just wanted to ask, is it just that one single block of Douglas that would be?
Yes.
Yes, sir, correct.
Am I
It's not
correct in saying
stated on here, but part of it included the 7th Street portion also within front of that parking lot. So it would be from University Avenue to Douglas as well.
And if I can add to this, first I want to thank Mr. Robert Archuleta. He's the one that put this together in collaboration also with North Central Economic Development. They did some grant writing on it. A lot of work and effort was put into this grant application. There was also some letters of support from those Douglas businesses, which I sought out, which were Dick's, Charlie's, because you had to have support as you're going through this grant for economic development. So it was very, I know it's a lot of work for those individuals doing this project, but again, at the end of the day, it's going to be an economic development project within that specific area, and that's what the grant was for.
Mr. Mayor.
Councilman Montoya.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. 20 years ago, we had an old Safeway building. When I went into office in 2002, we went and toured that building. I think Mr. Madrid was our city manager at the time, and Henry Sanchez was our mayor. We had a council of 8. We went into that building that no one had been into it in years. It had been shut down since the 1970s. So it was shut down by itself for 30, 40 years. no council, no mayor wanted to throw it down because it had asbestos. We came in, and in the second week, we got a backhoe and threw it down. You could see daylight from the inside. And after that, the plans were to do a new city hall, 2-story, in that area, with plenty of parking in the back, a 2-tier parking. We did the plan designs. I left 2004 and nothing ever happened. We're in dire need of a new city hall, but this right here is something that will probably revitalize the downtown area. And I think that's what the downtown area needs is more activity in that area. I know we've used it for various events, and I think this is a great idea. I thank Mr. Archuleta, our consultant, for putting in this application. I would just ask a request that next time this item go before the Finance Committee, so we can see exactly where that funding is coming from. I don't know if it's, maybe Mr. Madrid can answer, is that from the general fund? Or what line item are you pulling this monies from?
For the match requirement?
The match part, yeah, 462.
General fund.
Federal, budget?
General.
Federal?
General fund cash.
General fund, okay. And we can't use like opioid monies or other monies included in there?
There's not a restriction against it, Counselor, but it does not fit with the intent of those appropriations.
Okay. And I know you had stepped out, but I would appreciate if this item would go, this items in the amount come before the Finance Committee for dissecting and for asking questions, and, that way we have more of an idea before it comes to Mayor and Council for final decision. And it comes with a recommendation or a non-recommendation, either way. But I think this is a great thing. We're doing great things in Las Vegas, folks. That's the bottom line. And we're going to move forward. And we're going to attract events, and we're going to bring people in. And that's the bottom line. Our businesses got to survive. And we got to bring people from the outside and spend their money here, whether it's Little League parks or whether it's fiestas or whatever event it might be. So I'm in full support of this, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Motion?
Mayor,
Councilman Martinez?
I'll go ahead and move for the approval of the budget increase for the Douglas Avenue Safeway parking lot improvement project in the amount of $2,312,500 for this item to move forward.
Motion by Councilor Martinez, second by Councilor Casey. Roll call?
Counselor Montoya?
No, 400.
Yes.
Counselor Martinez?
Yes.
Counselor Casey?
Yes.
Counselor Olivari?
Yes.
Have a motion by Counselor Martinez, a second by Counselor Casey. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Moving
I think once this is done, Arnold, I think, and if Highlands gets that incubator there at the old J.C. Penney building, that place is gonna be booming, so.
And thank you, Mayor and Council. I just wanted to add two special thanks to Robert Archuleta, who, acting with your direction, of course, Mayor Romero and Council, to bring this, grant opportunity and receiving it, and providing this to the city. And thank you guys for that support.
Moving on to our next item, request approval to increase line item number 230-0000-650-8704 for Grassy Storm Drain Project in the amount of $500,000. Mr. Lopez.
Again, Mayor and Council, so this, if you can remember, I came to you months back, this agreement that the city entered into with the previous owner, which was John Kretz, on December 4th of 1995, which he granted an easement on the property, which then the city was required to provide a storm drain, harness the water before getting into this property and putting it underground in a storm drain system, and not letting it and allowing it to flow onto this property. So the city entered into this agreement way back in '94. The city never finished, or completed their responsibility to this agreement. So it came forward to us and we were made aware of it. So with mayor and council again, in support of these projects like this, want to make it right and we've already had it designed, engineered and designed. It's ready to go to construction, but we are in need of construction money now. And the engineer's estimate is a little bit under, I believe it was approximately 450,000, but I'm asking for like 50,000 contingency if we come across anything that we might encounter that might increase it. And then again, also not only that, but we don't know how bids are going to come in either. This is just an engineer's estimate. We'll go out for bid and get actual price at that time. But we do need these monies to move forward in the construction part of this project. I stand for questions.
Do we have that money in the budget?
Yes, it comes from the general fund savings account.
Mayor and council, as we all know, this is a contract that was done back in the 90s when we had a different body and a different manager. This was a commitment, and we are complying with that commitment. I've been getting a lot of phone calls from all National Road residents on the flooding areas and so forth. This is going to help that area big time. This is something that has to be done, that has been delayed 20 years. And I'm glad that this administration, stepped up and addressed it, and we got the funding to do it. So, I would make a motion, Mr. Mayor, request approval to increase the line item number 2300000-65-8704, the Grassy Storm Drain Project, in the amount of $500,000.
Motion by Councilman Montoya. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilor Casey. Roll call.
Counselor Olivari?
Yes.
Counselor Casey?
Yes.
Counselor Montoya?
Yes.
Counselor Martinez?
Yes.
I have a motion by Counselor Montoya, second by Counselor Casey. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Motion carries.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. And I just want to echo what Councilman Montoya said. This is a big benefit to the residents on H Street as well. That is in city limits. We have drainage issues there as well, so it's going to harness all that water within that portion of H Street, and it's a big benefit to the city and residents altogether. Thank you again for that.
Thank you.
Moving on to our next item, item number 5, request approval of resolution number 2549 to accept a capital appropriation grant offer in the amount of $100,000 administered by the New Mexico Department of Transportation. Mr. Lopez.
Yes, again, Mayor and Council, thank you. So this is a simple one. It's a capital appropriation grant. We received one previously in the amount of $150,000. So this $100,000 will be added to the project there, which will allow us to improve, road conditions, sidewalk conditions. Some areas in that street are impacted by floodwaters going into properties and stuff. So it's just additional construction money, which is great for that. And I stand for questions.
Councilor Casey.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to say, finally. And my question to you, Mr. Lopez, is we have the money. We'll be voting on this evening, and we have money from previous legislative appropriations. So I know that the residents on this street, when they find out that we voted on this tonight, will want to know, how soon will that project start?
Thank you for that question, Councilwoman Casey. So we've already contracted with a contractor, and my last conversation with him was just a few days ago. It's on their schedule, and they're starting real soon. I'm hoping to see them within 2 to 3 weeks, starting on the first portion of it. And it's a contractor that's under contract with the city, so we can just add the additional money, do a change order to that contract, and move straight on, continue the construction. So it's not going to be a long process. It's already been, we've all went through all the steps required in procurement, so it's been procured properly, and it's good to go.
That's wonderful news. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Montoya.
This is great news. The only thing that I would request is, thank you to the citizens that lobbied for this project, for the $150,000 anyway, from the legislature. But, that's where I have a little bit of heartburn sometimes when they should have come to us, the city, and then we could have gotten the monies for the whole project and made it a lot simpler and a lot easier. But when they go directly to their senators or representatives and lobby them and they only get a portion of the funding and they can't do all the project, well, guess what? Here it comes to the city. And I mean, we'll support it. It's a good project and it's a needed project. But, to the listening audience, our constituents, if you have those kind of roads and those kind of problems, let us know about them and we can work them out. That way we can do a complete project, a whole phase of it. I mean, now we've waited 1 year or so for this funding to be used. And the other way around, we could attack it a lot sooner and a lot faster. But with that, Mr. Mayor, this is your I want to yield the floor to you, Councilor Casey. This is your ward, and if you'd like to make a motion on it.
Thank you, I would. Are there any other questions, I guess? No? Okay. Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve resolution number 2549 to accept the capital appropriation grant offer in the amount of $100,000 administered by the New Mexico Department of Transportation.
There's a motion by Councilor Casey, second by Councilman Olivari. Roll call.
Councilor Martinez?
Yes.
Councilor Casey?
Yes.
Councilor Montoya?
Yes.
Councilor Olivari?
Yes.
I have a motion by Councilor Casey, a second by Councilor Olivari. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Motion carries.
Let's recorrect that. It was a tie, so give them both credit for that second.
Thank you, Mayor and Council.
Lutheran.
Mr. Mayor, moving on to our next item. Request approval of the service agreement between the City of Las Vegas, New Mexico and the Samaritan House Incorporated. We have our Community Development Director, Mr. Lucas Marquez.
Hello, can you hear me?
Somebody online?
Yeah, we do. Can you hear me okay? Mayor, Council, thank you for having us up here. We do have a new director with the Samaritan House, and he is on, yes, he's up on the screen now. His name is Mr. Michael Drum. I kind of want to give a little bit of time just so he could introduce himself, if that's okay with the council. Mr. Drum, if you could hear us, if you could go ahead and address the council, appreciate it.
Hey, good evening, Mayor, Council, guest, Las Vegas, New Mexico. My name is Michael Drum. I am going to be serving as Samaritan and serving the community of Las Vegas. I'm moving permanently here in the next week and a half to Las Vegas. I am from New Mexico. I come from Clayton. I've been working the last 8 years doing similar work as this, recently now finishing up on basically a tour with Goodwill, running the region of Midland, Texas, the Permian Basin. I've operated globally, and I work the prison systems, homeless population, those with a lot of needs. And the goal is just to come in there and serve the community. I'm also a retired Navy Master Chief, so service and mission is always something I'm always interested in. But it's a pleasure to actually meet everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Drum. Mayor, Council, again, we're coming forward with the contract that we have for Samaritan. It's in the amount of $58,331. That'll be paid on a monthly basis of $8,333 a month, starting from the month of November till the month of May. It's the same contract that we've had set up for quite some time now. A little bit of verbiage was changed to the contract. I want to go ahead and point that out to you guys. This is dealing with the staff salaries. Again, we are moving forward with the staff salaries that will be justified. So they will be using some of this money for staff salaries, that they're going to justify its use, showing that it's going to be used staff salaries for programs that are happening at the shelter. Again, we'll stand for any questions and whatever the council may deem.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
I would also like to add that we've been in constant dialogue since I came on the staff, based on the confidence I was provided by the mayor and council. But with Ms. Wolf, Ms. Moore, the former director, a couple of the other board members, and I just want to acknowledge that fully transparent communications and conversations that bring us to this point of how to provide the resources in a way that demonstrates documentation and information back to the mayor and council and staff, myself as the manager, and the whole team, including Lucas and his whole team. So I want to thank Ms. Wolf and the whole board for those efforts. She came in and basically said, what do we do? And how can we build a stronger relationship, re-engagement with the city? And that's what we've worked on. And so I just wanted to publicly say that to the mayor and council on the record. Thank you.
Councilor Casey.
It's nice to see you all here. Could you please mention the names of the other the board members who are here and the board members that aren't here?
I'm going to turn the mic over to Ms. Wolf.
Hello, hi, Mr. Mayor and council members, and Mr. Anaya, Mr. Marquez, and Mr. Sayes has been we're so grateful for them collaborating with us and working with us and being willing to communicate and come to the table. We've had great conversations, like City Manager Anaya has said. I'm Tisha Wolf. I am the board secretary. We have Elias Romero and Tom Birmingham from our board. So 3 of the 5 board members are here. The other 1 or 2, I know Dr. Moore is on Zoom, are here as well online. And we are just so thankful for your consideration. We did, like Lucas said, write in additional verbiage that the Samaritan House will provide documentation and details and data about the services that we provide, how many people. I don't know if it's okay. I brought copies of this.
That's fine.
If you want to pass this out. This is our services log, and so this is part of the documentation that you will receive on a regular basis as far as the number of guests that stay overnight, number of meals served, other food distribution, other resources that if we have to provide hotel vouchers for families with children, and other transportation services. So the Samaritan House keeps very good records. And if you look down, you'll see in January and February in the winter months, it's about 5,000 services per month. Lightens up when the overnight shelter is not open. We are really happy to let everybody know that the overnight shelter opened on Monday. And so we hired a shelter supervisor and additional staff that are at the shelter right now. They opened at 6 o'clock.
Thank you. Councilor Casey, you still on?
Can you, I kind of heard through the grapevine that the person that was taking care of the finances is no longer there. Who is doing that now?
So that happened last week. So when that happened, we asked Mr. Drum to come on part-time remote. So that's why he is already working from Texas before he's able to move here. And then the board has stepped up. Mr. Birmingham has a finance accounting degree as well. We really, since the previous executive director left the board, and we didn't have anyone in-house that wanted to be the interim director. So we as the board stepped in to keep things going. No services have dropped in that time, and we've been able to cut checks and make payments up to today. So
that's very good news. Thank you so much. I appreciate your answers.
Councilman Ulibarri.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Lucas and staff. You guys are doing a great job. We always need something that the Samaritan House is doing. We go out there and you guys go out there and do your work, and thank you. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, but these people that you're helping are people that could be our friends, could be our family, could be anybody. And it's so beautiful that you guys are doing this kind of work. For this little small town that we do that kind of work means a lot to us. Thank you.
Councilman Montoya.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. You know, I guess the last contract wasn't used, Mr. Marquez, or the
Mayor,
last funding?
Councilman Montoya, yes, sir. The city did, we did approve a contract, but it was never signed off on. I'm not sure what the issues were at that time with the board and director, but this is a totally new phase. Probably one of the easiest processes we've had in many years, sir.
And what is the percentage on the salary on this contract? What percentage will be used for salaries?
I don't know if there would be a percentage that we can say. All we can say is that when there is salaries that are being used, it'll be used for programs that are being given over there, and they'll justify that through their means. We could probably get a percentage for you at the end of May, maybe, sir, around there at that time.
Okay. And, you know, I would encourage you on this report, what's interest of us is that we need to know how many people you serve from the county and how many people you serve from the city. And that we have requested that before, and I don't see it on here.
It's not yet, because we just added it. The county also asked us to do the same thing. We go before the county commission on the 14th of this month. We also have an agreement drafted with them and ready to go. And so we have recently added data for city and county data.
Okay. And my last thing is, or a couple of things is, you know, this comes at a right time, you know, right before winter. And it's meant to be that way, should be that way. But the last director promised us that he would not serve anybody there that would be lingering on Lincoln Park. And I still see, I pass through there every often, you know, and I still see people that shouldn't be hanging around the park. Because that is a public park and we have kids there. So I know you guys are trying a new thing and you're trying to work with the city and everything, but we also need to work with the public. And I ask that you keep an eye on that. I don't know how many police calls we've gotten or anything like that, and I don't really care to know at this point, but I'm just pointing it out that it's half your responsibility to make sure that, you know, even though it's our city property and so forth, that we don't have people there sleeping at night and stuff like that. And if you guys.
If I may, board and council and mayor.
You guys.
Give me 1 second, Roman.
You guys have cameras and all that, and I'm sure that you know what's going on. So we appreciate your help on that. Thank you.
Mr. Drummond, go ahead.
Yes, Mayor, Council. So we're going to just let you know kind of the plan for the future. We're not going to be operating in a silo like it was in the past. This is going to be a full-on, like, I am a team player. We're going to be operating and asking for the agencies, nonprofit, connecting with everyone. I'm already investing in a new community engagement specialist. We're going to go from managing these problems according to the contracts and all the written. We need to be solving homelessness. So that's the goal, is to end it. There's a program called Built for Zero that's out there that a lot of communities are operating under. So we're gonna try to use real resource success stories and research driven. And then we're gonna be open to the public. We're gonna be communicating. And as the engagement specialist goes, we're gonna identify all the population individually, meeting them where they're at, to get to know, get their documentation, figure out each one's needs, and then get them into the services that are out there. This can be done. The shelter is super important for the emergency section of it, but it's going to be a growing process of really getting to the root cause of what causes homelessness, and then really investing in providing the board and council and the mayor all the data that they recommend in real time, vice annual data. I think it'll improve the numbers and give you a better understanding of what's inflow and outflow of those coming and leaving, if we engage this exactly where they're located. And that includes the parks and the other areas that I've noticed around the stream. We really need to invest in what and where they're going and why they're doing it. And then working with our partners and agencies in the law enforcement, code enforcement, and figuring out a solution to come up with how do we get them into the shelters, those that are being really stickler about getting the support. It's going to be a really good challenge, but it can be done.
Thank you very much. You know, we just voted on a $500,000 project there downtown area. So we want you guys to be a part of that.
Yes, sir.
You know, we want to work with you, but what was in the last 2-3 years is we did not get any information. You know what? This segment, this paragraph down here, that your generous donations, funds from Santa Fe Community Foundation, PNM, Las Vegas Medical Center Foundation, Walmart, local churches, individual donors, groups, and organizations. You know what? All that information was really never relayed to us. These numbers were hidden, and you know, I mean, we're if we want to be partners, and if we want to do an MOU, and if we want to help our people, I mean, we got to be open about it and do the best that we can with it. So be upfront, give us numbers, and if we can help with more, well, we'll help with more. But, you know, salaries were kept away from us. Nobody wanted us to see their salaries and what they were paying, what they were making. So it was very difficult for us. They made it hard on us.
I understand.
And I'm glad you guys are starting.
We're going to be very transparent.
On a new direction. Openness goes a long ways. Thank you.
Councilman Martinez.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just wanted to point out that I am the counselor that serves Ward 4, where the Samaritan House lies. So I get a lot of feedback from the people that live in the area. You know, they call me, they send me pictures. Not everything that goes on at the park is the Samaritan House's problem. Naturally, you know that. But a lot of the homeless people do gather there. Okay, and you know, for a better thought process, I guess I would really like to see this program go an entire year instead of just 7 months out of the year. Okay, myself. We do have a homeless problem in our community. And not only do we have a homeless problem in our community, but, you know, Lucas, our code enforcement, the director for community development, he can tell you some of the problems that we're having within our own community. We have a gentleman that's sitting out there at Maverick. He's been out there for a good while. How do we incorporate some of those issues with Samaritan? I don't know. I don't have good answers for that. All I can tell you is I live in Ward 4. I get a lot of static from the public that live in the area, and they don't falter. They will always send me pictures. They make sure that I'm trying to get law enforcement out there to make sure that things are getting handled. And because it does lie on Ward 4, it falls on my laps, and it's hard. It's hard for me. You guys need to understand that as a councilman, I'm the one that's going to take that and understand it. And I'm glad that you guys are moving in a good, new, different direction than what you ever have. And I think that's going to be an improvement all the way across. But I just want to see other collaboration. I want to see it go 1 year. I want to see it. We get a lot of people that come into our community over the summer months. Those people just set up camp, and then it becomes difficult for the city to make change for those individuals because they also have rights. And we know that. And we care about their rights. We care about their ability to eat, to have a good place to sleep, to shower, to be healthy. And, we care about all of those factors. This whole council really does care about it. And I care about it as well. Lincoln Park alone, that ward money has gone into Lincoln Park in an abundance of, I think it was $35,000 that our ward money went into that Lincoln Park. We wanted to fence off all 4 sides of Lincoln Park, and the reason why is to keep the young kids in the park rather than them run out into the public street where Allsup's is, and I'd rather have them walk all the way to the end of the street and cross at a crosswalk. I think that was real important instead of just dashing across the street and getting hit by public, traffic. So a lot of improvements just on the park. But again, I'm the one that stands for all the problems that come down from the public in that general area, and I want to work with you guys. And I think it's noticeable that I think it's an important equation moving forward. But I want to be the first to say, let's do something right and let's do something together collectively. And I think we still lack an opportunity to come to the table and say, you know what, let's do these things also. Let's provide these services also. I like the partners that you guys have. I like the funding mechanism that you guys are going after. It's great moving forward. But when the problems start to arise, it falls on my laps. And I just want you guys to know it's difficult as a councilman. It does lie in Ward 4. Prior to this, I really wanted it out. I wanted it out of Ward 4. They're welcome to have it in their wards, and I would generously vote for it. But that's not the problem. The problem is it's a citywide problem. It's not a Ward 4 problem. It's citywide. So we have to take care of it, whether it's Ward 4, Ward 1, Ward 2, or Ward 3. And that's what I'm trying to get at. So I just wanted to, send that message. It's important to me. I think it's a well-needed item, but we have to collaborate with all the other things that go on in our community as well.
Thank you so much. And I just have a couple thoughts, and Mr. Drum may have some thoughts to share as well. But thank you, Councilor Martinez and Councilor Montoya. We have Tom Birmingham that lives across the street from Samaritan House, and we're so thankful to have him on the board because we've had a lot of conversations about the park, and we are very mindful of it. We want to be a good neighbor, and we would love to be open all year. One of the first things that Mr. Drum asked in his interview was, are you receiving state and federal funds? And we haven't asked. And so one of the things he's already doing is looking at all of the compliance issues. What do we need to do so we can get that funding as well, so that we can stay open all year round and we can provide more services to get to the root of the problems? And so we're already making compliance changes within the Samaritan House as well, so that we are able to provide more.
And since I've been on this council, I voted against this pretty much every time. And I voted against it more because Ward 4 landed up with that, okay? And it shouldn't be like that. It should be that we have a collective team to be able to make the difference for those individuals that want to be in our community, but seek out the help that they do need, because they do need help. And then there's some that are just passing through. In a perfect world, and I'm gonna share this. This is just a thought I've had for homelessness for about 10 years. I've had this thought in my head. If an individual comes to the shelter today, and I know this could possibly violate their human rights or public rights or whatever, but if an individual shows up at your shelter today and you were to have a database that would be nationally, and that database would be, okay, this individual just wants a meal and he's moving on. Let's bring him in. We'll take a picture of him. We'll put him on this database. And then this database shares all kinds of information with all kinds of other entities. He could be a prisoner. Doesn't matter what he was. He could be lost. He could be lost.
There is a thing like that.
And those are the kinds of things I've always envisioned the state and the federal government would do, but I don't know about that, okay? All I'm saying is that it would be nice for somebody to say, I'm looking for my brother. How can I find him? They go into this database, they find, oh, look, he was in Las Vegas, New Mexico on the 13th. Let's find out if he's still there, or if he's a fugitive or anything else. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Mr. Drum already knows about this.
Okay, great.
Sorry, I've got a little bit of delay. I apologize. Yes, you're absolutely correct, Councilman. There's two programs that we're already investing in, and I'm working with the Housing and the Urban Development to reintegrate Samaritan back into these programs. I don't know why they were ever stopped, but moving forward, we need to be part of them. And I'm communicating well with them on the HMIS, Homeless Management Information System. That system is going to be utilized to document, intake, and bring a lot of those informations together into one central database that will allow the state to track and keep an eye on what's going on. Our next phase is we're going into another thing called a by name list. This list is going to be used by our community engagement specialist. And if we partner with other organizations, we're going to invest in meeting them where they're at. We're going to collect that documentation. We're going to ask for everything about them. What causes, what are the problems? Who are they? Are they veteran? There's 4 categories: veteran, single, chronic, whether they're a family, and so on. The goal is to get that data, also see about getting photos of everyone and get their names. That way, like you said, if family members are looking for them, we can track them, and we're going to provide that data. There are systems out there in place to do this. We just have to get it and make it work and start using them.
Well, that answers a lot of questions for me, and like I mentioned before, I thought about this about 10 years ago, and I don't know why I feel like it's never been used. And, it's such an important tool for families, for anything, health issues, anything that goes on with that individual. So, okay, you got my attention. So I'm definitely interested in helping, and I'm gonna take that step out there, but I'm also gonna hold you guys accountable.
Please do. Thank you.
So that would be my take.
We're gonna be very transparent and open.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. First off, just prior to Councilor Martinez taking the calls, it was me taking the call. So I know firsthand exactly, the type of calls you get, the type of text messages you get. But I think, Ms. Wolf, and everything that you've presented, and then also Mr. Drum on what he said, right? I mean, a lot of the questions that we've asked is the county funding you guys? And the question was, they don't want to. When, I mean, I think you guys know enough that I'm able to speak with the chairman at the county, and that the question was, they never came before us. So it's good to hear that you're working that angle and getting that additional funding, because I don't think that the city has been against it. It's just when you fund a certain program and you don't see results, then you start to question, are the tax dollars being used efficiently, right? And I think a lot of, not just me, but a lot of them, okay, well, these individuals are homeless. Are we getting them the services that they need? So having Mr. Romero on there with Crossroads on your board, that's one partner right off the bat that they're able to, I know that he sits there on, I don't know what days, Wednesdays, and, offers, support through their program there. So that's a first step. And now hearing what you guys are saying, you're working with other providers. Now you're looking at other grants, which I question that. I sat in that chair right there and I asked, what about helping these individuals with hotel vouchers? What about helping these individuals with work? I mean, and I think the city would be, we have so many vacancies in the city. We're willing to work out a partnership to get some of these individuals here to work, and some of the departments that maybe need that type of workforce. So we're willing to do that, but you start to question. We sit here and you start to question. Okay, well, is this really working for our community? And it was broke. It was broken. And I think you guys have come in here, having a resident from the neighborhood. He knows firsthand 3 years ago, 4 years ago, when it was at its worst, where we literally, the mayor and the city manager at that time declared an emergency and shut down Lincoln Park for cleanup. That was horrible, a horrible time in our community when Lincoln Park was shut down because there was needles and we had to go through the whole area. So, everything that you guys are saying here tonight is music to my ears. I'm sure music to everybody's ears here. Even to have a smile on Councilman Martinez, because he gets I know firsthand what he dealt with, and it's frustrating when you hear the residents saying, hey, they're coming here, they're taking from my porch, they're doing this, they're doing that. Some of the videos, on how their children are attacked, you know what I mean? And I think you guys are tackling that, and I think it's has to be commended on the work that you guys are doing. And we know it's just starting, and there's going to be hurdles, and we're willing to be a partner. But at the end of the day, we just want to make sure that these individuals have the services that they need, the resources that they need, and we're ready to partner up. So with that, I know you had one comment, and then I'll ask for a.
Mayor and council, brief comments. I want to say transparently on the record, going to Councilman Montoya's question, the resources in the agreement will be utilized for salaries, but there'll be salaries for direct services, which is the operative piece that I wanted to put on the record. I would also say collaborative services will be the norm associated with city resources when they're utilized, because when calls are made to you call me to find out what can be done. And so I can assure the mayor and council and the team in the city throughout our community that we'll work together. And just a word of things to come. We've already started a draft MOU associated with a collaborative process that the mayor's going to be bringing forward as well, that we've had some internal discussions on. So stay tuned. But we look forward to collaborations. The last thing I would say is the individual that you noted, Mayor Councilman Martinez, the chief and I, and probably 8 of the total directors here and other staff have been engaged with the hospital, behavioral health, the Department of Transportation, legal review, and others to exactly figure out and triage that particular individual, to work in collaboration with whoever we can to help that one individual. And what I keep telling everybody is that one individual represents a collective of people across the whole city. So we're committed, and I'll tell you that the whole team's committed, every department director and many staff. And so more to come. And thank you, Mayor, for letting me make those comments on the record.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to go ahead and move to approve of the service agreement between the City of Las Vegas, New Mexico and the Samaritan Homes in the amount of not to exceed $58,331 to be paid from November 2025 through May 2026. The monthly payment not to exceed $8,333 per month.
Motion by Councilman Montoya, second by Councilor Casey. Roll call.
Counselor Olivari?
Yes.
Counselor Martinez?
Yes.
Counselor Casey?
Yes.
Counselor Montoya? Yes. I have a motion by Counselor Montoya, second by Counselor Casey. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Motion carries.
I think this, really deserves a round of applause, because probably going back 8 or 9 years, it's a unanimous vote. I want to say that.
Thank you so much, and from all of the board.
Moving on to our next item, Mr. Mayor, request approval of City of Las Vegas Lodgers Tax Funding for New Mexico Highlands University Foundation 4th Biennial Matanza in the amount of $3,628.11. Mr. Marquez.
Mayor, Council, this item did come to lodger's tax on 10/30, I'm sorry, on the last lodger's tax meeting. They didn't put the date on here for me. I'm sorry, I apologize there. But they did recommend approval of this event. It's a 2-day event. One day where they'll be prepping the food and preparing it. The next day when they'll actually be cooking it and inviting the public and people to be out there at Highlands. It's a big event that goes on. It's going to bring people in from everywhere. They're doing their due diligence in advertising. They've gotten some billboards. I believe they've gotten some radio ads that they're going to be doing. I'm not sure if you guys are getting shirts or anything like that, but they do have some other things that they'll be using the funds on. And after that, if it is approved tonight, after their event, they have 30 days to come back and report to the lodger's tax, and we'll bring that discussion over here to the council as well.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Mr. Lucas.
Yes, sir.
I've been working with this Matanza for the past 2 or 3 years. It comes a long ways. My family started this back in the 1900s. I traveled around the state. I did it in my house. I do pigs in my house. And we share with our residents. But for Highlands University to be doing this for the past 3 years that I've been helping them, it's something really nice for our residents, for our people, for the council, for anybody that wants to go. It's an eye-opener, because this comes a long ways. It comes back from the 1800s that they've been doing this. And Highlands took over the hand and started doing this. I want to thank you guys for all the work, city manager and all the council for taking care of what we're doing now. for the Matanzas. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Casey?
Thank you. The Matanza is one of my favorite events at Highlands. It is just a wonderful community event, and we do get a lot of people that come from other communities to enjoy the wonderful food, the entertainment, just the fun of meeting, the camaraderie that happens there is wonderful. I've spent a lot of time talking to some of the students that are there. Some had never heard of a matanza, and some were thrilled that they were actually attending a matanza because it was something that they used to do in their hometowns outside of New Mexico, which was, wonderful. So I'm very pleased that we continue to do this, and I look forward to this year's. I just hope the weather's nice. It was before, and I'm hoping that it will be again. And this is something that is very much New Mexican, and I'm very happy that Highlands does this, and I'm happy to be able to participate every year. So thank you, and Dr. Kempner, it's nice to see you again.
Thank you. Councillors?
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve the City of Las Vegas tax funding for New Mexico Highlands University Foundation fourth biannual matanza in the amount of $3,628.11.
I have a motion by Councilman Martinez, second by Councilman Olivari, and I just going to make a comment. I'm happy that Dr. Wolf is continuing this tradition. It was started about 5 years ago, somewhere around there.
20 years ago.
No, but I guess specifically here at this area, but I think as Councillor Casey mentioned and Councilman Olivari, this is something that I think all our ancestors grew up in this community. If you've never been to an Olivari or a Castellano matanza, then you haven't had a matanza. But it's something that we've grown with tradition and our history and our community, and it gives the opportunity from those from the outside and those that are visiting, attending college, kind of understand what this community is, and brings them closer to the community. So thank you guys, and the city has always supported in any form that we can. So with that, roll call.
Councillor Casey?
Yes.
Councillor Montoya?
Yes.
Councillor Olivari? Yes. Councillor Martinez?
Yes.
I have a motion by Councillor Martinez, a second by Councillor Olivari. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Motion carries.
Thank you, everyone. November 1st, we're going to start serving food at 1 p.m. And if anyone wants to help volunteer to cook on that Friday before, Robert, hopefully you can get out there for some of that. One of our stalwarts at Highlands who helped us cook everything there. So hope to see everyone out there. Free tickets available online, www.nmhu.edu/tickets. Get that. And if you have any questions, reach out to me or Shaina.
Councilman Olivari is always there.
Yes. Yeah, we welcome all the help. So anyone who can drop by, we'll love to show you the pit and everything we do. Thank you.
Our next item, Mr. Mayor, request approval of City of Las Vegas Lodgers tax funding for Meadow City Academy of Music for Emmy Art Flamenco in the amount of $5,500. Mr. Marquez.
Mr. Mayor, Mr. Mayor, Council, this one was again heard at the same meeting. They did recommend approval. This is going to be a flamenco style event. Pretty exciting sounding event. A lot of information that was given to the board. They recommended approval unanimously, and we're here and we'll stand for questions.
Any questions?
Mr. Maltese, it's nice to see you. I hadn't seen you in quite a long time.
Good to see all of you, Mr. Mayor and council members. I just wanted to say a few words about Meadow City Academy of Music, which is going into its 10th year. And I founded this in the spring of around 2016, 2017. We are incorporated in the state of New Mexico. We are a 501c. And just to give you a little bit of background, if you haven't heard of us, over the last 9 seasons, we have brought about almost 150 performance artists to Las Vegas, musicians and dancers primarily. And this will be our 51st event, concert. We also have about 10 corporate sponsors at this point. And I'll be meeting next week with the Santa Fe Community Foundation, who has decided to drive all the way to Vegas to meet with me. And so I'm really thrilled to have that connection. They're very interested in what we're doing. Just to summarize, we also raise money for scholarships to help students to study music in Las Vegas. And we also assist them to get musical instruments. So that's another important part of our mission. And one last thing about the Academy is this past summer, we had our 4th summer music camp project at the West Las Vegas schools, which is called Novos Sonidos. And the teacher is Quentin Ledger, who is Steve Ledger's nephew. And he does a great job. So we were brainstorming 4 years ago with the idea that there wasn't any arts program during the summer for Las Vegas youth. So getting to this particular flamenco event, just to give you a little background, we've already brought this national and internationally recognized ensemble, which is based in Santa Fe. We brought them to Vegas in 2017 and 2019, and both times we had a huge response. I mean, the first time we did it, I think we had over 300 people show up at the Plaza Hotel. And the reason I'm applying for lodger's tax funding is because we asked the restaurant, whoever was managing the hotel restaurant at that time, if they could do a special dinner on the night of the show, and they did, and they sold out. And we also have been working very hard to try to bring people from outside of Las Vegas to our small town to see what we're doing here. When I first came to Las Vegas, I was the music director at the United World College, and I was in that position for 15 years. And when I stepped down, I think everybody was thinking that all the concerts I used to do up there would stop, and I just shifted my focus into the inner city. And it's been really successful. So I was applying for lodger's tax funding for the first time because this kind of show is costly to produce, but just so you know, it will feature 8 individuals, I think 3 musicians and 5 dancers. And Emmy Grimm, who has founded this company probably about 10 years ago, she and I have worked together many times. And we also did, over the course of a summer, I think several years ago, we did a flamenco workshop for children and adults. We had 2 classes, and they were very well attended. So our goal here is to make sure that we preserve the tradition of flamenco in Vegas and in New Mexico, because the history of flamenco in New Mexico goes back hundreds of years. And the last thing I want to say is we're also working on a residency in the Las Vegas City Schools to introduce flamenco to children. Emmy and I are working on that. That'll be a separate project. And it'll be something like an 8-day residency, and at the end of it, the children will actually put on their own show. So I just wanted to give you some background. Even though the Academy has been in existence for almost 10 years now, there's still a lot of people here that don't know about it. Mm-hmm. So we do all kinds of articles in the newspaper. I've been on the radio many times. We're on social media. We do everything that we can possibly do So thank you so much for allowing me to speak today. And does anyone have any questions?
Councillor Casey.
I just want to emphasize how important music and flamenco and mariachis and all of those types of different musicians are to Las Vegas and to New Mexico. Years ago, I had gone to a national conference that occurred in Chicago. And while we were there, a mariachi group from Deming, New Mexico was there. And the director of that group had graduated from Highlands University, and he is the one who started the mariachi group in Deming. And I thought, wow, what a small world. And Las Vegas is known, I've met people from all over the country who know that Las Vegas has some of the finest musicians that were trained here. And Maria Benitez, when she was still doing flamenco in Santa Fe, I used to go see her every single time. And I absolutely just love flamenco. And she brought a whole new excitement about flamenco, I believe, to New Mexico. And so I'm very happy that you continue to do this work. And I think it's wonderful that we're taking it to the schools and that you're raising money for students to get scholarships to study music and to continue the legacy of wonderful music that is created here. Thank you so very, very much.
Sure, I just want to add one last thing that I forgot to mention. The Emi Arte Flamenco troupe has partnerships with musicians in Spain. And it's very likely that one or two of these musicians will be Spanish musicians.
Oh, wonderful. Great.
So thank you again for allowing me to have this time.
Mr. Mayor. Thank you very much. I think this is a beautiful program. I've attended in flamenco in Albuquerque. They've had some shows up there. I think the only downfall is that it's on Sunday, October 26th at 3 p.m. El Fels Auditorium, and your competition is the damn television with football games.
Well, I have a solution to that problem.
Okay.
We just learned that they're doing construction at Ilfeld Auditorium, which we didn't know about when I wrote this proposal. So it's not available to us. So I'm trying to shift the date and the venue to the Plaza Hotel, which we've used twice before. It works very well for that. So I'm sorry for that change, but we didn't see this coming, and that will solve your problem. It won't be on the 23rd.
Okay, good. There you go. You know, it's a form of art. It's a form of education. It's a form of health exercise. It's a form of history, and it's beautiful. I mean, it's the outfits and so forth. You know, it's amazing. People ought to try it and and go out there and learn about it, and I'm sure they'll have a good time. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
A suggestion might be the LCC auditorium. That place is beautiful.
Yeah, I've considered it, and we've worked with the Plaza before, and they're very interested in hosting the show, so probably we'll go there. Okay. Also, the restaurant really will be very excited if we're coming back because they do a lot of business that night.
I bet they do.
But, nothing has been absolutely set yet. I'll think about what you suggested.
Seeing none.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve the City of Las Vegas Lodgers tax funding for the Meadow City Academy of Music for the Emi Arte Flamenco in the amount of $5,500.
Second, Mr. Mayor.
Motion by Councillor Casey, second by Councilman Olivari. Roll call.
Councillor Martinez?
Yes.
Councillor Montoya?
Yes.
Councillor Casey?
Yes.
Councillor Olivari?
Yes.
A motion by Councillor Casey, a second by Councillor Olivari. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Motion carries.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, moving on to our next item. Request approval of resolution number 2551. This is a budget adjustment for the 25-26 fiscal year. We have our finance director, Mr. Morris Madrid.
Mr. Madrid?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. In Resolution 2551, in the document that you received in your packet, I need to point out that we have some unnecessary language that was left over from a previous template. The first two bullet points are not necessary. They are excess language. This resolution has been corrected and given to the clerk. And with that, I'll go briefly through the items that you will be addressing. An appropriation, a capital outlay agreement for Lutheran Lane, $100,000. You're familiar with that one. The Department of Transportation grant for Commerce Street, the amount of $1,557,905. U.S. Department of Commerce grant for the Douglas Avenue Safeway parking lot in the amount of $2,312,500. New Mexico Tourism grant in the amount of $100,888. A legislative appropriation for plan design, construct, furnish and equip City Hall in the amount of $150,000. A legislative appropriation for plan design, construct, purchase, and install Veterans Memorial at Crestone Circle Park in the amount of $50,000. This is basically a housekeeping item. Your approval is required for us to appropriate the funds.
Sirs?
Mr. Mayor, if there's no discussion, I'd like to move that we approve the additional funding of the projects for the City of Las Vegas, Resolution 2551, listing proposed budget adjustments for this fund.
I have a motion by Councilor Montoya, second by Councilor Casey. I just have one thing to say is I thought we weren't doing anything here at the city. I'm just asking. Roll call,
We're doing it millions at a time.
Yeah, roll call.
Councilor Montoya?
Yes.
Councilor Olivari?
Yes.
Councilor Casey?
Yes.
Councilor Martinez?
Yes.
I have a motion by Councilor Montoya, a second by Councilor Casey. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Motion carries.
Thank you, everyone.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we adjourn.
By Councilor Casey, second by Councilman Olivari. Meeting's adjourned.